Before you get started on Deliverable 2, it is important to get a good grasp on what the remainder of this course is going to look like and what exactly you're going to be doing. This learning module will walk you through the first steps for the Writing 250 research project. Going back to week 1, when we talked about the overall purpose of Writing 250, you'll remember that we emphasized that this class is about writing for and about your discipline or your major. Our goal is to give you the tools you need to participate in academic conversations taking place in your field. You will accomplish that goal by creating a large-scale research project and going through all of the initial steps of developing a research question, doing secondary research, and planning primary research. What makes this class a little bit different is that you won't actually write a research paper. You'll do everything leading up to it, and your efforts will culminate in a formal research study design or prospectus that proposes a large-scale, realistic primary research project in your major. Since we don't have time to conduct an actual research study on such a scale, your efforts will be geared primarily towards planning a project. The first exercise you have to complete this week is Discussion Forum 2.1, where you will be sharing your research questions. If you've read chapters 3 and 4 of The Craft of Research, you know the characteristics of a good research question. An essential part of writing the informal proposal, RT 2.1, is having a strong research question. So, by the due date indicated in this week's folder, post your research question along with your major to the discussion forum for DF 2.1. Then, you need to make sure you respond to at least 2 classmates' research questions. Give them real feedback. That means not simply saying, "good job," but giving specific critical responses based on what you read about in chapters 3 and 4. This exercise is designed mostly to give you exposure to lots of different research questions and to help you start thinking of ways to narrow your own research project and scope. The second task, RT 2.1, is an individual research proposal. This small assignment is critical as it will serve as the foundation for all the writing you do for the remainder of the semester. Your job is to propose a research project in your field and brainstorm a primary study that would answer a specific research question. What do I mean by primary study? I mean that your proposed project has to involve field research. This kind of research can include surveys, interviews, observations, experiments, or work with primary documents, but it cannot just be library research. That's what we call secondary research. Of course, the informal proposal does have a secondary research component. You'll need to find 3 preliminary academic sources that are related to your project. These can be the first sources you include in your annotated bibliography, Deliverable 2, if you want. Be sure to pay close attention to this week's readings and develop a solid understanding of research questions, topics, and issues. All 3 are essential concepts that we'll return to all semester.